This is Greg McLaughlin of the Rebel Base Card Podcast, and you are listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast with Ian Taylor and Norn Rad. Enjoy collecting.
Hello, everybody. My name is Norn Rad, and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective, an awesome community of card collectors and creators. You can find our two groups on Facebook, details at the end of this podcast, so come check us out. With me, as always, is my co-pilot in all things Marvel cards, the Mad Cat Collector himself. What's up, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. It's Ian Taylor.
Yes, he nails it. He shoots, he scores.
I did it.
And the crowd go wild. Oh my giddy aunt. He's actually strutting, folks.
I'm so happy I did that right. I'm very thrilled. Very thrilled
oh
with
my
myself, indeed.
goodness me. Why did we leave this to episode 90 whatever for you to try?
I love that song.
Oh,
Why
top
did we
bombing.
wait so long?
Top bombing. Wow, that's brilliant.
God, that's
Oh my
funny.
goodness me.
Yep.
Oh.
What a trip. You're crying?
Oh, I've gone. I've gone. Oh, God. I'm crying.
Oh, man.
Tom Jones.
Right? You're welcome. I thought you would love that. I was like, what's better than breaking and bridging to our topic of conversation, which is Ian.
Oh,
He's all messed up.
I'm still recovering. Reminds me of a Tom Jones joke I've got. I'm trying to remember it. Oh, yeah. Man goes to the doctor and says, Doctor, doctor, I can't stop singing the green, green grass of home. The doctor replies, it sounds like you've got Tom Jones syndrome. Man goes, is it rare? The doctor replies, it's not unusual.
It's not unusual. That's really
There we
good.
go.
I love that.
So, welcome back.
You know what? The first time I ever heard Tom Jones was at Mars Attacks, the movie.
Oh.
That's the first time I ever heard about Tom Jones was that movie. Which
you've
is
never
just
seen
the
Thunderball
weirdest thing.
Have you never seen the Bond movie,
No,
Thunderball?
I've had people
Wow.
tell me that. No. I have to watch it.
You do actually. It is of the Thunderball of the Sean Connery Bond movies. It's probably one of the better ones, I think. And it was actually remade as Never Say Never Again.
Then I'm definitely going to have to see it.
But here's a bit of trivia, Tom Jones trivia for you. When Tom Jones recorded the theme music for Thunderball, there's a really high note that he hits. And he holds it for a considerably long amount of time. The take that you hear on the official Thunderball song, he actually passed out when he finished singing that bit.
Whoa!
Yeah, he actually passed out. So it's like,
really?
Yeah. When you hear it, you're like, wow, he's giving it some welly.
Whoa!
And this was when he was a young man, and he was like, his voice was in full effect. So yeah. So did you know he's 82?
Swing.
He's 82 now. Tom Jones.
Wow.
And
that's
also,
crazy. Wow.
Which is the same, and he's become the oldest.
That guy still looks good, man.
He does. He's become the oldest singer to have a number one album in the UK. Which is because he's just released his first album in like 7 years, I think. Because his wife passed away a few years ago. I can't believe we're talking about this. Is the Tom Jones episode.
This is the Tom Jones episode. Welcome to the Tom Jones episode. You're welcome.
Well, I was going to say welcome back to you, because this is the first recording you've done in your new pad.
Yes, this is it. This is my new acoustics. This is how I sound in my new pad. So this is me here. Well, which is so much better.
Well, folk can't obviously see you, so I'm just gonna kind of do the paint by numbers thing and describe. So there's a devilishly handsome man standing, not sitting, yes, standing, in his rather beautifully well lit room in his new house somewhere in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm really sorry he's here. I'll put him back in the basement. Get in there, Clive. God, sorry, he's just
Clive. Why did you go to Clive as the name?
I don't know. Clive seemed funny at the time. Clive seemed unassuming, unexpected.
Clive. I was going to say, if I had a sex puppet, I'd probably think of a better name
than Clive.
Sorry to Clives everywhere.
You gotta make it weird, man. Sorry, Clives everywhere.
I know. I can see your display cabinet behind you that you've shown off on Instagram, which looks incredible. And I know you've got your
Very
Mandalorian
exciting.
chisel in there, and I can see your lovely. Is that your Mobius Silver Surfer framed on the wall behind you?
Yes, man. I love probably one of my favorite artists.
That's beautiful.
Is Mobius, and this is from the 2-part series he did with Stan Lee, and it's just a gorgeous piece. It's 1987,
Lovely.
So it's really vintage. They're really hard to find. This one's not in there's no tear, so it's in. It looks great. I think it looks wonderful, and I love it.
Looks amazing.
So.
Looks really good.
I'm very happy. I've been wanting to put this up on a wall for a long time. So I got that and my very sexy IKEA yellow windback chair.
It's nice.
Which is just very, very lovely. But very minimal, very quiet, very down to earth.
Very not where you were living, which I know wasn't as palatial as you would.
Show.
That too. And of course, last week you were poorly. When we spoke to when I spoke to Ali from Titan.
I'm so upset I missed her. She is such a gem. She was so nice to me. When I went on my Mandalorian spree, my little spring break from my Silver Surfer day job, and she was such a gem about helping me out and getting what I needed from that set. And I just thought she was so nice, and I knew she did a lot of Marvel card breaks, so I just wanted to bring her on the show and introduce her to our neck of the woods so people could, use her as a resource because she's very nice and she does a lot for her job. So I'm so glad that worked out. So terrible I couldn't be there. Man, when you're moving, do not be 35 and move by yourself. You'd be an idiot to carry all those boxes and that furniture. So I'll never do that again. But so it sounds like you guys had an awesome time. I haven't started editing yet, so I'm super excited to listen to the show.
No, I'm well, by now people will have heard it, and it was great. I loved it. Ali was a complete sweetheart and very generous with her time, and we had a good chat. So hopefully people dig it and check her out on YouTube and follow her on Instagram and give you your support. Because she's working hard for the hobby, just generally, sports, non-sports, whatever, which is really, really cool. We are, as we record, we're approaching episode 100. We haven't recorded episode 100 yet. The reason I want to mention it now is because I still don't know what we're going to do for our 100th episode or who we're going to speak to, if anyone. But yes, it is coming up. As people hear this, it will be 4 episodes
Could be an
away.
Intimate show.
Say that again. You broke up.
Wow, are we that close already? Holy hell!
Yeah. This will be episode 96.
We're that close already.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this will be episode 96. Hang on a minute. 93. Yeah, 94 is Q&A part 2. 95 is Ali. So 96 this will be.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. So it's getting close. And after episode 50, I'm slightly concerned that people have really high expectations of what the next milestone will be, as they should, because we did Greg Hildebrandt for 75, if I remember correctly.
Oh God, yes. Yes.
And he was
what a gem.
He was a dreamboat.
He was a blast, man.
He was. So who knows what it will be. But it will be 90 minutes of good, hard, smutty hobby talk, whatever the content contains. I kind of wanted to start off on a couple of mailbag kind of things. If that's okay with you. And
always.
Okay, the first one stems from some feedback about episode 91, which was part 2 of the crossover we did with Collectors Assemble. So part 1 was on their podcast and part 2 was our episode 91.
That's right.
And so in what ended up, so we didn't know when that split was going to happen, but it
that's right.
Because it was all controlled by the Collectors Assemble guys. So he split the audio and said, right, there's a natural place for it, and then we're like, okay, fine.
Natural break point.
So in part 2, So in part 2, someone's pulled me up on something. A couple of people have pulled me up on it, actually. So I just wanted to talk to it and just kind of just hopefully clear the air a little bit so we can just move on. So at the beginning of the episode, I was talking in revered tones about Mr. Fuxham, who we know
Mr. Fuxham,
who we're hoping that we can speak to at some point. I have spoken to Mr. Fuxham, and he's just really busy. So I'm hoping that we can bring him on. Anyway, we kind of have a bizarrely mad level of respect for him. I think everyone is slightly in awe of the commitment and the amount that he purchased.
I mean, he's one of the few to ever do it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Exactly. And obviously he's bought a lot of the product, but he's after a particular aspect of that product. So, my experiences with him when we were trading Fuxham back in the day when it was still available was that he would, if you had something he wanted, he would trade nicely for it and give you a lot of the stuff that you needed for the set, even if it was still Fuxham, because there's elements of it that he had a lot of that he could spare to do so. So, it worked well for both people. But then later on in the episode, I can't remember how we got to it now, but I think there was a conversation with, oh God, I've completely had a mental blank of the guy's name from Collectors Assemble. Bill. There we go. We were talking, and in some way, I made what I concede was an off-the-cuff comment, saying that people sorry, something just beeped in my ear, and I think it was my Facebook there. So let me just turn that off. But I referred to people who hoard certain cards as it being a bit of a thing to do, and I bleeped it then, and I bleeped it just now, as you've heard. But you could hear what it said. So I basically the feedback we've had from a couple of listeners, one in particular, and I'm not going to go into names here because I don't think it helps anyone. But obviously, it's an open market, and people can collect how they want. So I will say right now that it was an off-the-cuff remark. I didn't put too much thought into it, and I apologise if it upset anyone, because it did upset a few people. Okay. I do want to say though that it wasn't directed at any one person, and it was being made from the point of view where I'd had recent experience that because one person had decided to go after one particular card, all copies of that particular card were unavailable, so it denied me the ability to complete my set. Does that make sense? Did my internet connection go funny there? My internet connection did go funny there. Yes. I'm back now. Am I back now? Can you hear me now?
I didn't want to interrupt you because it's going well.
No. That's fine. I just had a note come up saying my internet connection was unstable, which always throws me when I'm talking. Anyway, but obviously, I didn't put that point across because we were I can't remember the conversation anyway, but I didn't make that clear. So I concede it was a very broad comment, given the discussion. And, of course, people collect how they want to. It's also worth saying, though, that not everyone shares the same mindset of the hobby. Some see it as an investment, and are very clear that they choose to place their chip and roll the dice, and that's what they're gonna buy. They're gonna buy a lot of. They're gonna go all in on that one, Black 52 or whatever it is. They're gonna go all in on that one and roll the dice, which is absolutely fine. A lot of other people are in it for the set build or whatever collection they're trying to put together. So I apologize if I annoyed anyone or upset anyone or antagonized anyone. It was not my intention. And it was unfair of me to be quite so dismissive of other people. However, one thing that I've noticed, and I'm not specifically talking about any one person here, I'm talking just generally. I've noticed this a lot in comments recently on posts, be it about grading cards or be it about speculation or things like that. There seems to be a lot of disdainful and dismissive commentary on public forums and on PM about other collectors, just because those collectors don't see things in the way that the people commenting may do. So obviously I've been guilty of that in episode 91, and I'll work on that. But hopefully other people will do the same, because, I will never be someone who chooses to put it all in on Black 52, for example. I don't collect that way, and I don't think about the hobby that way. But, absolutely fine if you want to do that. That's absolutely fine. I think I was just speaking from experience of recently just not being able to complete a particular set because someone had locked me out, and I was just a bit about that. So that's it. Anyway.
I mean, all natural, right? I mean, at that point, I can't tell you how many times I've been blocked out from getting something. Hell, I just spent the last 5 years hunting down a stupid card because people blocked me out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the more limited you go, I mean, obviously, if you go for a one of one or a red spectrum, it's like, obviously something like that, there's no point in getting upset about it. And nor
no, because that's just what's going to be.
Only one person can have that, So,
of course.
There's kind of I mean, you'll surf a 1 in 10. Obviously, there's 10 of those out there, and I'm sure one would have popped loose. It just so happens it's within the series and within the card type that's the most popular thing of 2021.
Yeah, and honestly, too, I mean, that's kind of always been. All of us are collectors at the end of the day. Yep. Whether we disagree with someone collects or think someone's building up something in order to offload or whatever stupid stuff we get into. This is all about cards, and I think what is uniform about all of us who get into this stuff is that, and I honestly believe this, I really don't think, even to the worst of people, I don't think anybody goes into this buying a bunch of cards and not liking them on some level. And I think that's what's really universal about all of us, right? On every level, we all like this stuff at one point or another, whether we move things, don't move things, collect a lot of things, or specifically go for a set. I think at the end of the day, we all like these cards and we enjoy them. And what I've always appreciated about you is that this podcast has never, ever been about villainizing any type of collector. We've always said at the end of the day, and you and I collect differently. We've always said at the end of the day, enjoy it. If you enjoy what you're grabbing, there's not going to be anything you're going to feel bad about later. Yeah. And that's always been the energy we put out.
Yeah. Which is why I feel bad that I kind of just spoke without thinking. I mean, at the end of the day, whenever we talk on this podcast, it's always just our opinion and our take on it. We don't speak for everyone. Yeah. We don't, I believe, and I'll say this again, because I remember when we were about to launch this podcast, I did have a really good look. I believe we were the first Marvel card collectors podcast, which is why we called it that, because I said to you, I remember saying to you, there are other Marvel card collectors podcasts out there, and we're like, that's the name of the podcast.
That's it.
But and whilst we've chosen to kind of do this, we don't want to speak for everyone. On the other vein of it, we don't. You may be familiar with the BBC in the UK. Well, the BBC are government funded. So when there's an election, for example, it is actually within their charter that they have to be impartial to every political party, and they have to give equal kind of thing to it. We're not that, yet we try to do it as much as we can. We're under no obligation to be completely and utterly giving equal oxygen to all areas of the collection. Yet we want to, because we recognise that there are a huge breadth of collectors here. But yeah, as you said, we aim to be as I can't remember what you said now, but you said it really well just now. And I'm sorry that I made someone feel I'm sorry that I made someone feel bad when they listen to it. That's what I feel bad about. And I didn't want to get into it on a back and forth on text with anyone because it just triggers my anxiety when I get
man. And at one point too, I think you can tell in the context of that episode, not to dwell on this, but letting off steam and saying that, dude, I've cursed so many collectors behind their back just out of like frustration and exhaustion of like trying to get something. But, you know, at the end of the day, you and I especially, we've always hooked up other collectors. We always try to bring them on the show. Yeah. We have voicemail calls. We bend our schedules. We get up and do this every day. You know what I mean? We have no ill intention to any collector who exists in this hobby. We do this because we both grew up loving Marvel cards.
Yeah. And
that's it.
Absolutely. Okay. So hopefully, listen, white flag, let's just, those of us who collect differently, let's just agree to disagree, do our own thing. That's fine. I think that's probably the best way. Viva la différence. We do have some other feedback, however, from other people, and I'm going to do, so Peter, I'm going to talk to last. We had some really good feedback on Q&A as we record our Q&A that we did. Part 1 has dropped, and we had some really good feedback from Dave Marley, who always jokes in relation to Bob whenever he
that's right. I was like, I think that's the guy.
It's hilarious.
That's great.
Really sweet guy. He asked one of the questions that we spoke to in part 1 of that, and he commented back on hearing it. Awesome episode, guys. Thanks for fitting my question into part 1. Norrin, totally agree with your point about the levels of collecting. I'm still filling some holes in late 90s and 2000s sets, and I can already see how my targets will change once I pick off the lower hanging fruit. That's interesting. After hearing you guys talk it through, I think that personal value mostly comes from having some story associated with how you got the card, regardless if it's a trade, pack pull, or purchase. That's quite interesting. To Ian Taylor's point about getting joy from well-timed purchases. Oh, I love joy from a well-timed purchase. I bought this House of X 1 plate while browsing ComC late one night for what I think is a good price relative to the other plates, and had more attachment to it for that reason. And he showed a picture of the plate, and it's brilliant.
I saw that one. Was it the yellow one?
Yes. But yellows are kind of a real hit and miss thing.
I agree.
But this one, absolutely, brilliant.
It's beautiful.
It's really
gorgeous
good.
Piece.
Really great questions and answers all the way around. Looking forward to part 2, guys. Thanks as always for being a bright spot in the day. Keep jamming. Dave, no relation to Bob Marley.
I love it.
I love it.
Freaking love it. Oh, what a gem.
He's a really sweet guy. So thank you, Dave.
Thanks,
I know
buddy.
You commented on some other songs, but I can't find all the posts at the moment. And then Black Diamond. Black Diamond has been pushed again. I think by the time this comes out, it would have been released. So, but it got pushed again, and our episode 92 was due to come out when we believed, and I think when Upper Deck believed, it was going to be coming out. And so even though we'd recorded it months earlier, but obviously it got pushed at the last minute, we still released the episode, which actually doesn't hurt because people can still hear it and then maybe get their pre-orders in. Yeah. So, actually, I think
try to get ahead of the curve.
Quite well.
When did the date get pushed back to?
It's May maybe 10 days time from now.
Yes,
I want to say 18th of May. I don't know why I want to say 18th of May, but I'm going to say 18th of May.
You said it.
But Angelica Gow, hello.
Angelica,
who's the community relations coordinator for Upper Deck. I think she's been in that job relatively short amount of time.
And she's killing it.
And she's amazing. We love her. Angelica, we love you. Come on the podcast, please. Actually, funny enough, Dave Marley has commented on this one as well. His wasn't the feedback I was going back for, but you know what? Dave is going to be the Dave show. Hello, Dave. Great work as always, Ian and Norrin. For some reason, I'm always skeptical that I'll like the episodes featuring an Upper Deck representative. That's hilarious. But I've never come away disappointed. Well, that's good. Grant's enthusiasm for the product seemed truly genuine, and it makes me all the more eager for the release date. Grant's just an enthusiastic guy. I mean,
he's a rock star.
Like a number of other members, I was skeptical about both the price point and the content, not being an MCU collector. But seeing all the artists share their sketches convinced me to pre-order a box. Then I went back and listened to the Brian Bode episode and got a little bit more geeked out about the possibilities for this set. And now Grant's detailed walkthrough has me really looking forward to getting my own box and seeing what everyone else is able to pull. Thanks as always for putting the show together. So that was nice. Donny Courtrider just finished the episode, and what a great listen. Y'all got to hear Grant's enthusiasm for ... everything. He's just an enthusiastic puppy licking puppy of
He's
life.
A rock star, man.
Yeah. Tony Perner, another great episode. I was amazed at Grant's comic book knowledge, especially concerning Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And then he commented, Norrin, stop farting. I've no idea.
You know, he's always been jealous of my gas. It's been like that since day one. He's just like, he understands I'm a baritone and he doesn't get it.
Has he got gas envy?
He has gas envy. He always has. He's always been like that with me.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I tell you what.
I wish we could be 100%, but it's because of his gas envy that, you know, we're always like on that 85% closeness thing.
Now, you probably don't know many 5-year-old kids, so I'm going to put this as an open thing to just generally everyone. My 5-year-old daughter, bless her farts are so loud and she's so proud of them. She's definitely my daughter in that regard. But is that normal for 5-year-olds? Or do I have to start sending her to finishing school now?
I think it's a hidden talent. Okay. There's nothing wrong with farting. Okay.
Oh,
it's nature's way of giving us a joke to tell.
She's great.
Naturally.
I love it. Anyway, so last bit of feedback, and actually this flips into something else that Peter asked on the group. So Peter McClure, lovely fella, new into the groups, just started listening to your podcast. He sent this on Instagram, by the way. Just started listening to your podcast. I love it. Thanks for the info. I just got back into collecting cards after many years. I picked up a box of Masterpieces 93. I want to get 92 next. Great job. And he's come into the community and he's diving right in. And he asked a question, and I sent you a link to this question. So let me just find that link so I can find the question. The question was, and he posted this only 12 hours ago from when we speak on the MCCW group. Evening all. Evening, Pete. As I've started to get back into... Was that you doing an impression of Pete replying?
Yeah, I was like evening.
I don't know. Like a 1950s.
It's bad.
Yeah,
I can't do impression. I know.
That's okay. No, you did it. You did it all right. You did it okay. You did it okay.
Yeah.
As I've started to get back into the world of trading cards, I would love to know how you all decide whether to be a set collector or a character collector, or heck, just pick up what you like. I'm leaning towards just really sticking with X-Men stuff and mainly focusing on Sabretooth versus Wolverine. First of all, amazing road to travel.
Amazing question.
Yeah, an amazing question. And I kind of want to touch on this because I know we've done Character Club episodes before, and I know we've kind of done episodes about people who are just getting into the hobby, but I thought this is actually a good one because it segues into some of the challenges we've had recently of being character collectors. But I just kind of thought there's loads of people who've commented on this, so he's getting some really great feedback from the community, which is great. I mean, he's put, or heck, just pick up what you like. So I think, first of all, it kind of starts there.
Yep. Well, I mean, honestly, no one chooses, right? You're born a certain... Wait, what are we talking about? I'm just confused. Okay. So, yeah, I think 100%. I think you definitely start with what you like. Definitely start with what you like. I agree.
Yeah.
That's the starting point.
And if that takes you towards sets, fine. If it takes you towards characters, awesome. Mm-hmm. If it leads you down both paths at the same time, like an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other, as I've experienced for the last X number of years of collecting.
So would you say the character collector in you is the devil?
Oh, my, certainly, yes. Actually, no, it isn't. Actually, the devil is the one that says, "Try and buy everything. Try and own all the sets.
Try and buy it all of
Yes.
it. Don't you love it? All of it?
Own all of it. Don't worry about eating or paying your bills or getting into debt." But
You
but
can live in your car. It's fine.
yeah, I don't own a car. I don't own a car, Norin, so I can't. I can't live in my car. I can live in your car, maybe.
Oh, you can. You can have my 6 months rent free. That's fine.
Yeah, you got room. But I think it's interesting that if you go the character route, then straight away, I guess if you're starting to do that now, you've got a little bit of backfilling to do, is probably the best way to phrase it. And I say that because when we did Q&A part 1, someone asked if you had to collect something else, and I said, well, I do House of X, Powers of X, and that'd be like, oh great, because it's fairly relatively new, so you wouldn't have to go back too far. But I guess that's quite an even Spider-Gwen, you're going back almost 10 years to do.
Yeah, even like more recent characters, you're still going
Silk,
back.
for example, that I know JD collects.
JD.
So, but if you're going for old stuff, then I guess you've got a certain amount of catching up to do to get them. And where do you start? What are your boundaries? What are I guess, which kind of led me to think about. We are both, and especially you now, are at a point with our character collections where it's about the stuff that's kind of on the borders, on the fringes.
Yes. So on the border, so on in other countries, border type of thing.
Exactly. So I wanted to quickly talk about the fact that I realised very recently that I'm pretty skint at the moment. I've got a few things for sale in the group, but no one's buying them, and I need to sell some more stuff. So I haven't got much hobby spend money at the moment. I'm going for. So I started going through my Black Cat cards and looking on the trading card database, and working out that I have a fair few gaps of just relatively common cards that I just don't have.
Wow.
And they are, they're available online for $2, $3, $4, $5, depending on where I get them from. In doing so, I realised that some of them are actually devilishly. You might think they're common; they're actually devils to get. So I'm going to start with some of the joyous ones, and I'm just going to go through them and just touch on this. So, and I'll put images of these in the tasting notes, and they're starting to go on my Instagram as well. So, Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. I've got the 2 cards from Black Cat that are in that set. One of them's got art by Mark Texera. The other one's got art by an artist called Chris Hawkes, who I'm not that familiar with, actually. Don't think he's any relation to Tony Hawkes. Anyway, but I've got both of the regular cards of these, but I don't have the gold signature versions. Of course, a lot of these 90s sets had parallels where they had printed gold signature versions. And I suddenly realised I don't have the parallels.
Yeah.
So I quickly went to a UK seller, a couple of bucks each. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. There's that one, and there's that one. So straight away, gaps filled.
They killed Black Cat in that set. That's so good.
They're beautiful. And the beautiful thing about this is I have the buybacks for both of these sitting on ePack, ready to ship to me.
Oh, the buybacks. You're right.
Yes, of course. So
what number are those buybacks to? I know they're hard numbered, right?
I want to say no, it's 30? Not 20. 20 or 30.
Something like that.
I'll have a look in a moment. Yeah, I'll have a look.
That's to 30.
Do you? I can't see him out the window.
Yeah.
Restraining order.
Crazy.
He's in the bushes over there. And then I picked up. Sorry, no.
Those are beautiful cards, though. Seriously,
they are beautiful cards. And then I realised that. Oh, he says almost
killed it.
Apologies for what's about to happen, Norin, but it's happened anyway.
Hottie.
And then I think I showed you these, but I'd already squirreled these away into my folder. For example, I realised that I did not own a copy of this.
No way.
I didn't
really?
own this. Yeah, I didn't own this. So what I'm holding up here
is it embossed with the shiny as well?
A little bit, yeah.
The Julie
also
Bell,
from
right?
Fleer Ultra. No, it's Boris. Also from Fleer Ultra Spider-Man.
Boris,
the
Jesus.
Golden Web. And it's beautiful. Look at the foiling on that.
God, that looks good.
It's high gloss.
Wow. That
Absolutely
looks
gorgeous.
a lot better.
Yeah. They're wonderful cards.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
So I snapped up that one. And then, little things like, for example, there's a set that came out. You know that pack that I opened on Q&A Part 2 of Spider-Man? I think it was 97. It had
97. Yeah, we had. They were sticking together a little.
That's
bit.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, it turns out I already had the card that came out of that, which was I think it was the red one I had. So basically, it's exactly the same card. It's just you see the foils in red at the bottom there.
Yeah. Looks great.
And the back is a puzzle piece. Yeah. So that's the red one. Turns out I didn't have the blue. So it's identical, apart from the fact that the foil at the bottom has got blue writing. And when you turn over, it's got a different puzzle on the back of the blue set.
That's interesting.
It's really weird, yeah. There's barely any text on the card. I think there's a tiny bit, and this is actually, the puzzle there is Mike Wieringo artwork. It says at the bottom. So at some point, I am going to get that set complete. And in fact, both puzzles are Mike Wieringo artwork on both cards. So, yeah. So I just kind of went back and started filling in some gaps. I've got a couple more that are on the way from Australia, believe it or not, because Dangerous Divas, the Rittenhouse set, bizarrely enough, even though I got a case of that, I got there's a foil parallel. And for some strange reason, over and above the set that I put together, I only got one spare of the foil parallel. But this is part of a free. There's a card that goes here and a card that goes here. So it forms a kind of a three-part thing.
Yeah.
And I only had that one. So I've tracked down the other two, and they're on their way from Australia. But they were not many of those on eBay at all.
Man, Australia has some really good hidden gems. I mean, like when same thing happened with Surfer for me. Like a few of them had to come from Australia because they're just such big collectors down there. Yeah,
there are some really big collectors down there. And that is when I realized that what I thought was Black Cat's rookie card wasn't Black Cat's rookie card. And people say rookie card. And I kind of feel like saying, stop calling it a rookie card because it's not a sport player. But anyway, that's kind of generally the term. The first appearance, I guess, would be the best phrase for that. I thought it was Marvel
first
Universe.
Appearance, baby.
Yeah, I thought it was Marvel Universe 1990. You know, the one that everyone's going ballyhoo about. Although that seems to be chilling slightly.
No.
Which is a card that you will know, and I believe this is Tom Morgan artwork, but not sure.
I can't, I wish they had listed the artist, but I don't know. I love that card. Tom Morgan's the sweetest person. I should ask him.
You should ask him. I thought you'd ask him.
I'm going to ask him.
I thought you were going to ask him.
I did. He did. Oh God. I'll have to look. This was a while ago now.
No, to be fair, you were about to move, so don't sweat it.
Yeah, dude. My brain's been all messed up.
But it turns out that she has been in. There's a Todd McFarlane Comic Images set released in 89.
Yeah, baby.
And there's part 1 and then there's part 2, which was released in 1990. I can't find her card from the 89 set anywhere at the moment. But I have now received from Australia what I believe to be her second card.
Whoa, that looks so good.
Isn't that lovely? So it's Todd artwork.
Wow.
And this will be on the tasting notes. It's card number 5. And I think the back is a puzzle piece kind of a thing.
Yeah, most of them were.
Yeah.
So like you have like the 1980s where like you had, I think it's called Marvel Comics Group, but it was Comic Images, and it's 1987.
That's right.
And on the back of those, they're not puzzles. They're like bios, similar to what happens in the 90s, just no power meters and stuff like that. But that's what happened to me too, actually. So when I was collecting the Surfer, I someone told me about the 1966 set. right? Which is technically the first trading card size.
Is that the Don Ross one?
Marvel card set, which is extremely rare. Yes. So that one is, considered the first. The problem was that for me in that one, the way that set is organized is not organized like any set of Marvel cards we've ever experienced. Beautiful set, great set, really amazing thing to collect. Luckily, though, Silver Surfer wasn't invented in 1966. Nor was Black Cat. Yeah. But that's a big thing I would tell collectors. Like, if you're doing character collecting, definitely look to see your first issue appearance, and you'll be able to feel reassured that no card offshoot or like a foreign card or like, because there are also something called swap cards that were given off at like fast food chains in the early 70s. Yeah. So the Surfer thing was a little difficult because So Wimpy,
which is a UK burger chain.
UK burger chain. There are Marvel card Wimpy cards. They're not standard, right? They're like tobacco size cards, not like standard trading card size. But that was something I didn't know existed and then finally got. And so those are pretty tough. But for me, the first Surfer card was in 1976. So shortly after his first appearance, from Topps, and it was the Topps the chewing gum when they were still chewing gum, and it was stickers.
Oh yes, I remember those stickers. Yes, that's wonderful. And again,
so
Black
you
Cat
don't have to worry about Black Cat.
79, she popped up.
So you don't even have to worry about that. Yeah. But this is the first on my end in terms of like being like a standard trading card size. That's my first.
So actually, I'm looking at this again, and for a Comic Images card, not that I'm even considering sending it in to get graded, although if a graded one did pop up, that's actually not too bad. If you look at it,
I think it looks good. I think it's a little more at the bottom than the top, but I think
and it's
corners
a little bit
are
more
gorgeous,
to this side. Yeah, the edges are gorgeous as well. So listen, it's for this collection
clean
primarily. So it is really clean. I love it. So I'm going to very carefully slide it back in there. So I've
never seen it before. I think it's a great looking card.
No, I think it's absolutely wonderful. So basically, just to kind of to touch on Pete's point, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to make an Excel spreadsheet, and you've done this before, and I think we might have talked about this before. I think you used Beckett for yours, didn't you? And then
so what I did, I this was really tough. So my suggestion to anyone who's doing a character collection, and I think so a character collection. So if you're doing that, you have two resources for it. You have Jeff's site,
Jeff Allender's House of Checklist.
How do you say his last name?
Allender.
House of Checklist, which is Allender, who's just a phenomenal person. Everyone who helped him on that site are true unsung heroes of the hobby. And then Beckett Marketplace also has a really good, at least for me, for Surfer, there was a lot of cards in there that were graded. And the trading card I'm starting to realize. And the trading card database, which has been a really, really amazing service that's been kind of getting bigger and bigger. So those three are really big ones to figure out where your characters are coming from. Those are great ones. The other thing, I really would look at your first appearance for your character. That's something I wish I had done beforehand, because I kept missing certain ones because I just forgot that, you know what I mean? I just didn't realize I hadn't shown him up. But those are three things I would start with if you're going down this road. I'm just bizarrely, I've just started to put together a spreadsheet, and then you'll only get so much on those sites because, as an example, the Jeff Allender's site simply doesn't include any EPAC aspects. Yes, that's a really tough one.
It only covers physical releases, and I noticed on the Beckett site that even that doesn't have all of them. So I think you really do have to do a combination of several sources to get those checklists together. Mm-hmm. So I think Peter, if you're planning to go the character route, kind of start by spending a bit of time on those three sites, getting an Excel together, listing them. What I've done on mine is I've started listing them in year order. So I've got the year, and then I've got set, and then I've got whether it's base or parallel, any notes, that kind of thing, card number, that sort of stuff. And then a link to an image, if I can include it, so that I can always,
that's really the trick.
What's that look like? And I'm starting to build it up. Despite all of this, and who knows where it'll end, it doesn't take into account, and I'll pause so that no one can hear me because I know my internet is unstable again. My internet needs to be more stable.
Yes, but you're coming in clear.
Bless you.
More stable. I'm listening.
Don't feel stable today. I won't lie to you. Anyway. What was I going to say? I was going to say, yes, regardless of how good those are, they won't take into account all the other areas that you can find small pieces of cardboard or paper with depictions of your character on. So, for example, trading card games.
Yep.
Like Overpower, Dice Masters. Dice Masters, I haven't got
Versus System.
That's it. And
Dice Masters was tough. I did not know about that one at all.
And
that was a hard find.
Those are the four.
Legendary's great.
Yeah.
Legendary's great.
So Legendary, Overpower, Versus System, and Dice Masters. Those are four that are the main ones to kind of look at that I've experienced. You may also see stuff. There's a UK brand called Top Trumps, and they're bigger than trading cards. They're more like playing card size.
They're massive.
Yeah, you'll likely find...
The tarot cards is another gaming thing.
Oh, my goodness.
The tarot cards are really tough.
Is that an Italian thing?
That is an Italian thing. So there's two decks to the tarot cards. They are gorgeous. I mean, so worth getting if your character's featured in there. I don't know if the Black Cat's featured in there. I have the checklist here. I will tell you right now. So tarot cards that you have: Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Storm, Invisible Woman, Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, Mary Jane, Ghost Rider, the Devil, which is Mephisto, Silver Surfer, Longshot, Hulk, Nightcrawler, Thanos, Scarlet Witch, another Mephisto. Maybe I was wrong. The Baxter Building, Dazzler, Moon Knight, Thor, and someone I'm not sure who it is in Captain America.
Oh,
so it's a pretty like thorough set, man, for sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's the big. Yeah, going. So before we jump there, right? I think when you go character collecting, right?
Yeah.
You do all the stuff that are from the sets first, right? That would be my suggestion before you dive into foreign gaming. I mean, you pick up what you find when you find it. That's the best rule of thumb, no matter how obscure it is. Or stickers, anything you find with your character on that's within limit to this trading card size, or the idea of something you can hold in your hands that's reasonably smaller than like one of the master prints, right? If you're looking at like way to like limit your collection, I wouldn't go bigger than a master print, which is what, Ian? What is that? What measurement would that be?
Master prints are about the same size as a comic book, actually, off the top of my head. I will quickly measure one while you're talking.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You keep talking.
Yeah. So I personally, what I do, not that anybody has to do this, but what I do is I go between a master print size of something down to, a POG size trading thing, disc, as they call them, other than POGs, which were officially released, and do have Marvel characters, which is pretty fun. But that's where I like put my limits on. I do the other bigger stuff, but once you go into bigger stuff, you're kind of going into original art. Yeah, I can't think of any like card size thing that's bigger than that, other than grabbing a binder or a box that your character's featured on.
Yeah.
But I think that's the limit, like in terms of like scope for me.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm trying to find. I've got some Marvel Metal master prints recently. For the life of me, I can't find them anywhere. I don't know where they are. I'm just trying to find them because I'm determined to measure this up now. Now that you've mentioned it, are they in this folder? Yes, they are. Enough. Here they are. Keep going.
Perfect. So the other things to think about, which is a real pain in the butt, and I blame my other Silver Surfer brother from another mother, not Rick, Jordan. I blame him for this. Those metal Master prints are nice, man.
Isn't it lovely?
That looks good. That looks really lovely.
Anyway, sorry, Jordan.
The other two things. The other two things I would say to get into, which I blame Jordan for, is this is going to be weird. Side appearances. So they're on the card with another character. That's a mother. Checklists, because their names appear on checklists, which I think is psychotic, but now I'm doing it. And also text on the back that says Silver Surfer. Yeah. I know that sounds dumb, and I think it's crazy myself, but eventually you get to that stage, and I would not start off with that. I would literally just like take a note, but you don't know how deep you get into these things until you're there, type of thing.
Yeah.
But, those are the other things.
I personally wouldn't go on the text only. She's got to be visual on the card for me. But
I do. I love that. I think that's a great line. That should be a good line. I would argue to do that. But
everyone does it differently. The other hidden area to think about is buybacks.
Buybacks, baby. Those are so important. Buybacks.
In some cases, I'd almost start there because there are going to be less and less of those available as time goes on. In the case of, I believe it was Flair 2019, I have a feeling there's only, I want to say 20. I don't know why I want to say 20.
Because you're right. So Flair Annual has 20. Flair 94 had 20 and 20. All three of my surfers are 20.
Right. Okay, that's good. I'm just trying to find my cat one.
Oh my God. By the way,
tell me.
Marvel Metal. Did you read on the box?
What?
Buybacks are to only 10.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, so this is the X-Men Metal Universe.
They're only to 10.
Yeah, see, that's interesting because that's going to be the only... If Black Cat has a buyback in there, it's going to be the only element that I'm going to want.
Exactly.
Yeah, for my cat.
I think... Do you think they're going to have all the characters, not just X-Men alone? I think they're going to...
I don't know. Probably
have everybody, aren't they?
It's got to be everybody. Let me have a look at I finally found my buyback.
That's going to suck.
Where is my buyback?
That's really, really going to suck.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I've got number 8 of 20. Yes, you're right. You are correct.
Oh, nice.
Number 8 of 20 I have in my rather lovely page. The other thing I would say is signature cards. And Flair is also a prime example of this. So the autograph cards in Flair only went to 30, and they are hard numbered.
Autograph cards?
30. Yeah. So Peach, for example, signed 30 Black Cats, and I've got number 23 of 30.
Yeah.
In
so we actually talked about this in Character Club, and I've spoken to a few collectors, and I spoke to you about this as well, brother. So I do think, like, to say you have a character collection, which you don't have to do this by, this is just a made up thing. But I think we said it's reasonable to get like anything that's 20 and above a rarity. Is that what we said? In terms of like how many people are collecting that character, like what would be possible? Because at one point you're going to get to a point with your character collection where you're going to have to reasonably say, okay, I just can't get this card.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, everyone's different. I mean, I don't have any. I don't think I've got, apart from plates and sketches, I don't think I've got any one-of-one serial numbered Black Cat things in my collection.
I mean, there's not really that many.
Yeah, I've got some numbered to 5. And also, I think the issue you've got with Surfer is that Surfer kind of bowed out of things before the current Upper Deck run that started to do a lot of limited serial numbered things. So Premiere 2017, for example, Black Cat is numbered to 5. Black parallel. And so I got that obviously with Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. The PMGs went, you had a 1-of-1 gold, and then you had the green to 10. So I've got the green to 10 Black Cat on that one. So I do have some very limited numbered things. But you know, if you're doing this and you haven't got either the pockets or the even the will, you know, because some of
the will, it's a pain.
You know, if it's a popular character like Wolverine, you've got to think about the fact that Flair 2019 had a diamond card that was only available on e-packs, and there's only 30 of those, and they're going about $300-400 now. So
yes, they are.
I guess you've got to kind of say to yourself, okay, what's my limit on this?
What's my limit?
If you are going to go all in on this, I would start with the hardest stuff to get. Would be my advice.
Yeah,
because that's actually benefited me in the past.
I think that's great.
James Bond relic stuff that I've gone after. I've tended to go for the harder stuff, knowing that I could,
that makes sense.
Go back over the years. I mean, to this day, I still want a Vesper Lind business card relic from Casino Royale, but I don't have it, and that's the exception to the rule. But anyway,
wow.
So yeah, I think if you're going to do that, I would kind of map it out, know what's out there, and then plan your attack based on your budget and what tickles your fancy.
Oh yes. So yes to everything Ian is saying. There is something though I want to tell everybody for gaming cards. If you're looking for gaming cards and obscure ones and hard to find ones, I found something that literally I'm missing only 2 cards from the Versus system to complete all the surfers, even appearances. And it was highly due to this website called Category 1 Games.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'd forgotten which site it was.
Please, you can type your character name and they're cheap because they're not in the best condition, but again, you can grab them. And most of these cards are like either thrown away or not kept nice or locked away. So definitely something that helped me out in a big way.
Yeah. We'll put a link to all these sources in the tasting notes for folks, so you can go and kind of check it out and browse to your heart's content. It may well be if Peter, sorry, we're going back to Peter, but he's the kind of one who spawned.
Please, go.
Thinking that Peter might look at it and go, you know what? I'm just gonna start by focusing on the 90s. And do it that way, because for a character that's got a lot of stuff out there, otherwise you'd be like, and then gradually maybe add the noughties to it, which might, depending on the character, could be big or could be really minimal, and then and then just kind of plan your attack that way. I guess there's so many ways you can approach it, and that's before you get into stickers and foreign sets.
Oh God.
And when I say foreign, I mean stuff that's not of USA production and issue, because the majority of, I've talked about this before, trading cards, Marvel ones started as Americana and, were created and produced largely for the US market. So, so that's what I mean. Stuff of non-US origin, which is where Marvel are. So, and listen, that's where the rabbit hole goes.
To say the least. That is where it goes.
So, and I will. I'm going to shout out to Amanda Z, Graded Gamer, and I wasn't aware of this set existed until I saw someone post about it, and then I think Amanda's got some into grade. There is a set that came out in 1988, and I have a feeling that this could be, well, it's not a trading card. That's the thing. This is a sticker card. 1988 Comic Images World of Spider-Man series. There's a hidden gem for you, because in that there is a black cat. However, the black cat that's in that, for a very, very brief, like, free issue or something stupid like that period of Spectacular Spider-Man, Black Cat had a different costume. And it's a shocker. It's an absolute shocker. And I'll send you a link to this. I remember posting about it on my Instagram a while back. 1980s costume. I'm just Googling it so I can send you a link to it. And fortunately, it didn't hang around long. But this set was produced at the time that card set came out. So I'm just trying to find an image of it. Anyway, I'll carry on doing that. In fact, what I will do is I've posted this on my own Instagram, so I will simply find that and send it to you right now. It's a terrible costume. and yet it's Black Cat. And I didn't realise that this Comic Images set existed, and therefore that there'd been a representation of that costume in any other medium. But sure enough, there it is. And I'm still scrolling through my Instagram trying to find it, and for the life of me, I can't, because I am blind and my eyes don't work properly. I will find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you, Cat? Come on. There she is. Right, Norrin, I'm going to send this to you right now. Are you on your Instagram?
Send it to me.
Have you got your Instagram open? Let me send this to you now. Black Cat in her new costume. It was the 1980s, and it was from Spectacular Spider-Man 128.
Whoa!
Which was July 1987. Look at that costume. It's an absolute shocker. And that is the costume that's on that Comic Images 1988 set.
Oh, damn, dude.
So there's something I didn't know existed until very, very, very recently. I mean, literally about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And you will always see stuff like that cropping up. That's the thing.
Wow.
So, for example, I was browsing eBay recently, and I found some. Where were they from? I've even got a page dedicated to stickers in my binder now, and I found something. And I think we've talked about this before, and I think I might have shown it before, but it's smaller than trading card size. It's a French Marvel sticker set called Devient un Héros.
What?
And it's got a Black Cat, and I think it could be a Gameverse Ultimate Spider-Man Black Cat. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, that's really cool.
But isn't it the most bonkers thing?
Wow.
It's fairly recent, I think, but it's a European release. So I've got that, and then the thing that you remember that lot that I got off eBay for you, because you'd seen some surfer stickers in it. In fact, did I see it and send you the link and say, and it's in there, and it's a tiny sticker. I mean, it's a real tiny sticker. It's called Marvel Heroes Hot Shots Europe Limited, released in 2008, and it's maybe less than half the size of a trading card.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've got maybe 3 or 4 surfers in that set.
I got all the surfers from that set. Luckily.
But this is the rabbit hole. This is the rabbit hole you go down.
This is the rabbit hole. Exactly the rabbit hole.
And I've just... Sorry, carry on.
No, it's really tough. So there was also I have the surfers here. I have all 3 of those guys.
3 of them.
It gets really weird. Actually, here's something even crazier. So this is not... Is this a foreign set? I can't remember. It's Marvel Heroes 2008. And basically these are stickers, but they're holofoiled.
Oh, interesting.
And what's insane is that they use some really very expensive art from trading cards. So you actually have a picture of a 1996 Double Impact Silver Surfer hologram sticker in this set. And a lot of these sticker foreign sets do use card art. Yeah. Which is nuts. For these things. It's pretty crazy.
So again, I've got something here which is Marvel Heroes, again 2008. This is actually trading card size. It's quite flimsy, and what it is, you can see it's a sticker.
Stickers, yes. Those are rough.
And I think that's the one you had on the bottom middle of the page. You held up a foil version. It looked like it was from this set. So does the back look like this?
Yep, that image is. You see the little ghost guy down there? Yeah. That is on the back of these cards as well. Yeah.
So whatever brand that is, it says. Let me look at it. It says Preziosi Collection or something like that.
You also have Valentine's cards.
Oh my goodness me! Silver Surfer Valentine's cards.
2 types.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay.
I think what year is that? That's 1990. So that's a US one. Oh. So there's Valentine's cards.
Oh my goodness.
There's the Sussy. S-T-U-S-S-Y.
Stuzzy. Yeah. Yeah, Stuzzy? It's that fashion brand.
Okay, so here's something crazy. Here's a Marvel card that is featuring Julie Bell's work.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Oh.
You know where this is from?
Tell me.
This is from and promoted by Chicken Purdue, the chicken factory here in the US. That's how ridiculous this card is. It's not like it was with like a fast food place. It's literally with a manufacturer that processes chickens.
Wow.
As weird as that is. Oh, the other thing we should talk about.
Go on.
Is those card-sized things in the 90s that promoted comic books.
Oh, yes. So so we did an episode.
Bi-weeklies, the annuals.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about this.
We did.
Let me very quickly find the episode. It's called. One sec. Come on, computer, you can do it. There we go. I have a feeling it was episode 47. Yes, that's right.
47, that's right.
So this is trading card promos that promote comics that either came in comics or were distributed via comic shops. Which reminds me, we need to do different types of promos. We haven't done the follow-up episode for that. Yeah. But yeah, you've got some Silver Surfer ones in there, haven't you?
Yep, and then also the chocolate bar ones. Is your cat in any of these?
Chocolate bar ones? See, you need to give me some crib notes on this chocolate bar. Wow, what brand?
So this, I can't pronounce it, but I will read it out to you.
Oh, I'm gonna eBay it while you're talking to me.
TERRABUSI.
Hang on a sec.
Let me show. Ooh, no, don't do that, please.
Just waiting for my internet is so rubbish.
There you go.
I'm not looking at your screen. Hang on.
It's okay.
Hold it back a bit. It's a bit blurred. Oh, Terrabusi, is that?
Terrabusi?
Is that BUSI?
It's chocolate. I think it's a chocolate bar. Yeah, bar et chocolat. So I think it's French.
Strange.
And it's 1980. Marvel Comics Group.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, here's something for people that I think is important that drove me crazy for a long time. The name of your superhero will not always be what it is in English.
Oh, yes.
So when you're searching eBay, figure out what the hell that is, because I've had to search Surf Blanta in order to find Silver Surfer cards.
Right, the Terrabusi look like they're Spanish. Possibly.
Spanish, probably Spanish. Could be Spanish.
I've got lots of listings from Italy as well.
Spanish.
So, yeah.
It is Spanish. There's a Spanish and an Italy version, I think. Something like that.
Oh, my goodness. And so in searching here, I've also had a lot of 48 1980 Marvel Argentina sticker cards.
That's the other one. Argentina.
Marvel Argentina.
Yep.
Who knew there was such a thing? Let me have a look at this.
That's the other one.
And there's one here for Greg Dawson straight away. There's a Moto Phantasma, which is Ghost Rider. Brilliant.
Yep.
Moto Phantasma.
Phantasma.
Captain America, strangely enough, is the same. Thor is the same. Wasp is Avispa. That's
Avispa. That's actually really cool.
That is actually quite cool. So I'm looking through here. I'm not sure Black Cat was that popular that early, because remember she only debuted in '79, and then there was a little gap before her second appearance. So I think they were kind of just gauging collector feedback. I'm having a look through these. This is brilliant. So straight away, I've just discovered a set I never even knew existed. So this is the rabbit hole you go down, folks, if you're going to be a character collector. They're beautiful. They look really nice, these Argentinian ones. They look really cool. I'm not about to spend that much to get 48 of them, but yes.
Yeah. So it's really tough to find all of these.
Terrabusi Marvel, yeah. I've got stickers here, die-cut stickers. Wow, okay. Yeah. So it's a rabbit hole, folks. So, Peter, if you're going to do a character collector, just kind of have a think about all the nooks and crannies,
these guys
that you might need to go down. And there's another set as well, which I only recently discovered, which was a UK one. I think it was in Australia as well, and it was released as a Partworks. It's Spider-Man Heroes and Villains Power Card Collection. So each issue of a certain magazine, you got packs of the cards.
Mm.
So I'm going to show you the back of it. And I realised, I found this recently and found that there were 3 black cats in it. So there's the back.
Yes, that stupid set.
And then there's the black cat. There's the first black cat, which is foil, which is rather lovely.
Yep.
So again, that's a trading card game, but it came out as a kind of an in newsagents thing. And there's Recharge as well. Did we talk about Recharge as a trading card?
No, Recharge is not on. There's my surfers.
Oh wow! Oh nice, very nice.
So I didn't know that happened.
So you got Overpower versus System, Recharge, Legendary. Dice Masters, Spider-Man Heroes and Villains. Yeah, straight. Yeah, so you get the idea.
There's another one. I don't know if your girl's in it. This is copyright 1977, so no, it wouldn't be. But this was a superheroes card game. Oh yes. And Surfer.
That was actually a very early Top Trumps in the UK.
Wow. They're nice.
That was the set I was trying to buy you for Christmas the year before last. Do you remember?
Oh,
for some reason the seller cocked up and it just didn't happen because I knew there was a surfer in there and I knew at that time you didn't know about it. So
that's right. I remember now. That's right.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Look at what you could have won.
Gino. Marvel Gino. That's the other card game.
Oh, one. Gino. Yes, I don't know if Cat's in that at all. I remember you having stuff mailed to me from that set because you found a seller in the UK
which
that's right.
What technically happened. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So there's
Superhero
an awful
Squad online.
Oh, Superhero Squad.
I don't know if you had a Black Cat Superhero Squad.
I'm not sure, I'd quite like to see it if there was. I discovered something else very recently as well. And I've saved it in my photos, so I'll have to go back. Hang on a sec. Someone sent me a message asking me about it, and I was like, what's this?
What's this?
And it is, I saved it in my... Oh, the line cooler while I scroll. Here we go. Right. Panini. And it was released in America by Fleer Corp. 1995, Spider-Man. And it was tying into the animated series.
Ah.
And it was stickers. And I know Black Cat's in there.
She would have to
Absolutely certain she's in there. I haven't started picking at that particular scab. Pardon the expression. I haven't started going after that one, but I know that is going to. I mean, you can buy full sets. Here's another one. Here's one I never knew existed. Right, in the 90s, there were some metal cards, and they came in tins.
Yes, the Spider-Man metal ones. Yep.
Right, so Spider-Man, it's a metal tin.
Yep.
Metallic Impressions Collector's Cards, they're called. Includes original Spider-Man art by John Romita and John Romita Jr. Rather lovely. They're numbered. There's my certificate of authenticity. I've got number 00119, strictly limited edition of 12,000. 12,000, that's not strictly limited. Anyway.
That's not strictly limited.
Got this. And then they're just in there like this. And they're lovely.
What?
But the frustrating thing is, I realised that, of course, there's a black cat.
Oh,
and it's stunning.
It's really
cool. It's a metal card.
Wow. I love it.
Isn't it amazing?
Crap, I love it. Yes.
It's absolutely wonderful.
Wow. Wow.
And the annoying thing is, it's slightly bigger than trading card size. I'm not going to split this tin set to add that to my Black Cat collection.
No.
So I've either got to buy another tin or find someone who's already got only a partial set or is selling the individual one.
Just to split it up.
Yeah. So I'm struggling with that one because I really want that one in my Black Cat binder. But they're beautiful. That artwork on that Black Cat is... I can't see.
That's John Romita, one of them.
Not sure. Anyway, I'm assuming there's Punishers in there. Daredevil. Oh, look at that Daredevil. Look at that.
I love it.
They're brilliant.
I like
They're really
Daredevil's
good
look.
cards.
I always have.
Yeah. And then you got Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider. You got Main Spidey, of course.
Ah.
Yeah, that's John Romita Jr. It actually does credit on that one, but it doesn't have a credit on the Black Cat.
Maybe they did them together. Maybe it's Jambies.
I don't know. Doesn't say at all.
Does it have the issue that it's featured from?
No.
Huh.
Anyway, but that, yeah, so they're all over the place. There's so many different little. The good thing is that because Norrin and I and other character collectors have already gone down these roads, hopefully Peter and other people who are kind of starting out on their character journeys will benefit from some of this intel.
Yep.
That's my hope anyway. Because
that's always been my hope too, man.
Yeah, there's an awfully
this
long.
This is not fun to go down alone.
Yeah, it is a rabbit hole. What else? Oh yeah, in the UK recently there were some Lego Marvel and Disney cards that came out through a Sainsbury's supermarket over here. Surfer wasn't in them, I'll tell you that now.
Thank you.
It was a lot of that was mainly MCU focused. What else we got? Just looking around here, we had the Panini, of course, the stickers that came out.
The stickers Paninis, which were really nice.
They are really nice.
And there was a card version in there, not just only stickers.
That's right. That's a UK and Europe exclusive. And also Black Cat wasn't in either of those actually, which I'm quite relieved about. But
another weird one is the which I found out much later was the Grateful Dead VIP passes.
That is so random.
That was pretty fun. That was random. I think Hulk, Surfer, Iron Man, Doctor Strange. Yeah,
because that's how we found out about them from Donald.
Yeah. That's right. Because I had seen him in the past, but I never paid too much attention to him. And then Donald hit me up, the Doctor Strange archive master that he is. And he was like, yeah, these are more rare than you think. I was like, damn it. I have to pay the money to get it.
Yeah. And of course, for more on Donald and Doctor Strange, check out episode 83, folks, where we interview him. He's a dude. He really is. One final thing before we sign off. I'm just going to take my microphone off because I need to go around the corner and get something. Hold on a second.
Oh boy. What else? I think, yeah, man, Pogs are a big one. Those disc ones are tough to find. Something for everybody to think about. Waiting for Ian to come back.
What the bloody hell are you talking about?
He is. I just brought up the Pog ones again.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and the vending machine stickers. Machine stickers. There are variants of those. So those are tough.
Vending machine. I don't think cats. I've never seen a Black Cat vending machine sticker with the 92 art on.
I haven't seen it.
So I'm hoping it doesn't exist. But if it does, and you've seen it, folks, then let me know. You remember the other week I made an impulse purchase while we were on air?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that looks good in person. Holy hell.
Black Cat, variant cover by Pepe Larraz of Black Cat. Legacy numbering 13, but it's the relaunch that came out in February 21. It's just wonderful. I just love it. And I did a little video on my Instagram at Black Cat Collector, yes, of that being unboxed when it arrived, and it's beautiful. I'm slightly worried.
It looks really great. I'm glad you went with that.
Yeah, I'm slightly
so good.
I'm slightly worried I've opened a can of worms on CGC Black Cat covers, but
I would just ignore them. Ignore them.
If that's the only one I own, imagine if I had one of those.
Can't be that.
Imagine if I had one of those collector cabinets like you have.
Oh, dude.
And that is in there.
You know what I'm thinking about is I think I'm going to go and have to maybe make it all Silver Surfer and see how much I can get in there.
Oh,
right? You think that'd be cool? I bought the statue from Sideshow. That's Donald's fault, by the way. That's Donald's fault. That bastard. That's his fault. I want him to know that. He looked at the display case. He was helping me out with the lighting stuff, and he was like, "Well, you got to put the Silver Surfer statue that's coming out
really?
Because his Doctor Strange just came out in Sideshow, so
really?
He just bought his. Remember?" And he was like, "Well, you got to put a statue in there." And I was like, "No, I don't." And then 3 hours later, I kept looking at Sideshow. I was like, "This bastard got me thinking about it." So that's coming. So that I had to sell something to make that money for that. But so hopefully I'm in love with it.
Nice.
But hopefully I'm in love with it.
And this is where you go with character collections. You're remodeling your home and building your storage around how you can display the items.
God, that's so true.
So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this.
Oh, I've had a blast today.
Obviously, we always talk about our character collections, but that's just what we're into and what we kind of do. So hopefully it's of use to people and they get something out of it. The other character collectors are all sitting there going, yeah, do that, do that. Come on, guys, pull something original out. But hopefully everyone else is getting some tips and tricks. Not least of all, Peter McClure. And for some reason, Peter McClure's name sounds like some newsreader or some stunt actor. I'm thinking of The Simpsons. Wasn't there that newsreader in Simpsons? Bob McClure? Am I thinking of? No.
Wasn't that a mockery of? No, I'm going to butcher it. Yes, no. I'll go with your version.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Anyway, Peter, thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
I've no idea who the intro will be in this episode, so we'll pick one.
It'll be a surprise to us all.
We'll pick one. It'll be a surprise to us all because we didn't give that any thought whatsoever before we started recording. I would say at this point, please do. If you're an artist and you've yet to do a voice intro for one of our episodes, or even if you want to come on as a guest, please do reach out to us. Yes. We're always welcome to shine a light on your skills, experience, and your work, in the hope that more people can lay their eyes on it. And as always, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at the MCC Pod. And I was listening to another podcast and they had a really nice way of saying stuff as they wrapped up their episode. And they were saying, and I'm going to butcher it now, so I probably will write this down properly for next time. But they were saying, thank you very much for listening to us and making it part of your hobby collecting experience. We appreciate every comment, like, and bit of feedback that we get, good or bad, because sometimes it shines a light on whether we have said something that hits a nerve or something that rings true. So, yes, and that's it, really.
Pretty nice. That's pretty nice. That's lovely. Well, you know what you have to do now, right?
Yes, because you did the top of the show, I need to do the tail end of the show and say, thanks for listening, everybody, and enjoy collecting. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Visuals and tasting notes for each episode can be found on our Facebook page. You can subscribe and leave us a voicemail via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and review our show wherever you get your podcasts. Our podcast can be found by Googling at the MCC Pod, which will also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Our Facebook community is at MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.